Hello and welcome to Branding Your Creative Business with Celebration Pros. I am your host, Karen Hunt, and I am so excited to have you here. I sound a little bit like a deeper voice than usual. I'm losing my voice, but hopefully we can get through this together. We were just on live in the Facebook group, so I will be dropping in this whole presentation there for everybody who joined Celebration Pros or is in it now. This will always be available to you and will live on there forever. So let's talk about branding your creative business. Are you ready? So if you are watching the recording, this is the recording. This is not live. This whole thing is recorded because I was having technical issues prior and I wanted to make sure this information was with you. So as I'm going through this, if you're watching this recording, go ahead. Please just answer as you go because I'm still here, very much just me on the other side, being able to answer your questions. And this is going to be an interactive experience. So close all of your tabs, turn your cell phone off, grab a pen and paper, and let's get digging into your brand. All right, let's do it. So first of all, I want to welcome you to Celebration Pros. Maybe you're new here. Maybe you've been here for a while. Maybe you signed up long ago and you have no idea what it's all about. So to let you know, Celebration Pros is a community where I encourage you as your wedding business coach to let us know how you're doing. What are your roadblocks? What are your wins? Share whatever it is that you are going through in your business and post it here. If you're not sure about a sales page or you're uncomfortable with a certain package you have, or maybe you're going through something with a client, this is a safe space to be able to say, hey, XYZ is going on in my business. Can I get some guidance or advice? Here's a screenshot, or here's a PDF, or maybe there's a fun event going on and you just want to share it with everybody. This is the space where I want us all to come together and help each other just gain that success that we're looking for. And if you don't know me, hi, my name is Karen. And the reason I'm putting all this information here is not really to toot my own horn, but I think it's important that you understand the credibility behind the person who's teaching you today, right? It's not just anybody, it's me, Karen. I've had 15 years of experience through Fortune 500 flagship hotels and resorts, for 4-diamond luxury boutique resort properties. I've also I built my 7-figure wedding destination planning business here in the Florida Keys. So I've kind of been through the thick and thin of it all. And I've seen everything from startup companies all the way to that Fortune 500 company where I assisted in marketing efforts and really got to understand what branding meant through the journey. But not only do I pull from my own experience, I learn from all of those around me that are those that I picture as heroes, as mentors, as hired coaches, and pros in the business. So I'm a professional development junkie to bring wisdom from not just me, but from all the experts around me, which makes me your wedding biz bestie. Anything that you need, I am here to support you in your business, whether you want to be here in this complimentary space of Celebration Pros community, or you would like to invest and dig deeper into the success of your business. I'm your girl. All right, so here's what you're going to expect today. We are going to dive into your brand. We are going to talk about, we're actually going to do this really fun activity where we visualize our values. We are going to actually define the mission of your company. And at the end, I'm going to let you know we're going to do some hot seat coaching. We're going to do a 15-minute hot seat coaching next Wednesday, which is, let's see what the day is, which is April 12th. Since this is a recording, I want to make sure that you know the date. And then I have an extra special offer for you at the end. So make sure to stay all the way through. Okay, so what is a brand? A brand is a class of goods identified by name as the product of a single firm or manufacturer. So you have this class of goods and services, right? And they are the product of your company, right? So that's part of your brand. And honestly, I think these two are like this and this equals your brand. A public image, reputation, and identity conceived as something to be marketed or promoted. So this is where we get into like brand identity, brand personality. So we're mixing what your company offers and the personality of your company, and putting those two things together is really creating your brand. Okay. So right now in the comments, right? And a lot of this, like, type it in the comments because I want to see it. The people that are in the group are curious to know as well. You're going to get lots of feedback. You're going to get a lot of people that are like, oh, me too. Like, we all feel the same way. And the reason I share these things is because y'all have been there too several times, even in this business, right? Even right here in Celebration Pros, I had a lot of like branding to-dos myself. So share your brand. Go ahead in the comments, whatever it means to you, share your brand. And while you're doing that, I just have a couple of like, these questions will probably maybe spark a little bit of like uncomfort, maybe a little sensitive around them. So we're going to go ahead and ask them because that's important to get out of our comfort zone. What percentage of events feel on brand in your business right now? Like for the last year, what percentage of your events feel like they were on brand? Okay, so now that you've kind of have an idea in your mind around that, if I were to ask you, what is your brand mission? Would you be able to clearly communicate that with me? And there's probably some like, oh, I can feel the tension and this is a recording. And why does your brand matter? Gosh, can we really not answer these questions, right? No, I was in the same boat where I would have been like, I know my brand matters, but I don't know how to verbalize why. And I have a mission, but what is it? And no, actually, a lot of the events that we're doing, they don't feel on brand. We're just taking business to take business, right? So by the end of this workshop, I'm hoping that you can feel a little bit more clarity, a little bit more confidence around these questions. Sound good? Okay. So here in the comments, I want you to write what you do, which is important because everybody who's watching this, maybe somebody's looking for a live artist and you're a live artist and you're like, hey, I'm a live artist. And somebody's like, oh, I've been looking for somebody like that. Let me reach out and see if we can connect. So what do you do? Put it in the comments. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Let me guess. So you guys wrote like photographer, officiant, venue owner. Yeah, that's really boring, you guys. So boring. Let's make that more exciting, shall we? On to the next slide. All right, so we have this crazy hair here. Now I'm pulling this little activity from another mentor in the mindset space. And I don't know who they are because I found them like while I was scrolling. I know, bad me, but at least I got something out of it that time. So if I were to pick on you and I said, hey, you over there watching this workshop, hey, Celebration Pro, beautiful wedding vendor, my, your pink hair is awful. Now, hopefully you don't have pink hair. If you do, pretend I'm saying blue hair. But if I were to say that pink hair is atrocious, that is the worst pink hair. It is insanely vivid. It's so unprofessional. I can't believe you dyed your hair that color. And you're sitting there with your blonde hair, your black hair, your brown hair, or your purple hair. And you're like, what the heck are these people talking about? I don't have pink hair. That was weird. And so it might make you a little uncomfortable, a little confused, but it doesn't affect you in the long term. So what if we looked at our limiting beliefs in the same way? And instead of being so emotionally conflicted when somebody says, I don't like the way that you're doing this in your business, or I don't like the way you're doing this in your life, or you're not doing that right, or how dare you offer XYZ, or whatever it is. Instead of just taking all that emotion and carrying it with you and thinking, what have I done? What could I have done differently? Instead of doing that, because what is that? Those are all limiting beliefs saying, I shouldn't do this. I can't do this. I'm not good at that. If I were to do this, what would they think of me? All of those limiting beliefs, what they do is they create a glass ceiling over your head. They create this glass ceiling and they stack and stack, and that glass ceiling, look, you can't even see it on the screen anymore. It's so thick. And you look up through this glass ceiling and all of your success and your goals are up there with all of the people you want to be running with all the leaders in the industry, with all of those amazing people that you want to be doing business with, all of those bookings. And what you need to do is you need to break through that glass ceiling, let it shatter around you like glitter, and open up that space for all of that abundance to join you. Does that sound amazing? So instead of holding on to these limiting beliefs, if somebody comes to you and says, I don't like the way that you did that in business, what we're going to do is we're going to create value words for your brand so that you can then say, okay, this is a situation. This is how they felt about it. Now I'm going to take my value words and decide if my values were within my decisions or if there's something I could have done differently. So instead of taking an emotional approach, let's take a factual approach, an approach that we can take action on and that we can feel really good about and really strong about. And then we can say, you know what everything I did was in line with my values. So I'm going to take whatever it is that you said negatively about me. And I'm going to say, well, that was weird. And I'm going to go on about my business. All right. That's my mindset preach for you. Okay. So here we go. Are you guys ready to pull out these value words that are going to change everything in your business? This is like my favorite activity to do. If you've done any coaching with me, I've probably made you do this before. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize such an important moment in your life where you were on top of the world and you were showing up as your best self. Just everything was going right. Everything fell into place. Was it when you received a certification, when you opened your business, when you booked your first ideal client, when you had a successful charitable event, when you were able to support a friend in a big way? What is it? What is that one thing that happened in your life where it makes you feel like illuminated? We're going to use my word of the year, illuminated. So, okay, now that we're in that, we've embodied that, we've really felt it. I want you to pull 5 words. So take out that piece of paper I told you to bring out before. I want you to write down 5 words that describe how you felt in that moment. All right, we have them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll tell you mine. You probably already know mine because I use them all the time. Celebrate. You all know that one. Illuminate. You all know that one. Empower. Confidence. And connection. Do those all ring a bell when you think of Celebration Pros? I sure hope so because I use them often. Amazing. So everything you do in your business is based around these 5 words. And can I assume that the 5 words that are in front of you right now are exactly how you would want your client to feel through the process and after the process of working with you? And what's really cool about these words is that you can use them in different ways. So again, we'll go back to my word illuminate. I use words like sparkle, on fire, lit up, ignited, right? All of those words that kind of embody the word illuminate, right? So you can take any word. Confidence could be strength, right? Happy could be joyful. Excited could be hopeful. So all these different things. Oh, my voice. I'm losing my voice. I'm going to keep my confidence. We're going to keep it going. Okay. So now that you have your 5 words, we're going to create your mission statement. This could also be known as an I help statement. So let's see. Let me pick a wedding vendor that we don't normally pick on. How about a musician, like a live musician? I like these lines of live artist, live musician. I'm not live. Maybe that's why. Okay, so who does the live musician help in the wedding world? They help, maybe they help couples getting married in the church. Catholic, we will say Catholic couples. And what are they helping them to do? They're helping them to create a romantic and memorable experience. And how are they doing that? They're doing that by infusing a string quartet in as the soundtrack of the greatest moments of their life. So I help couples of the church to create a romantic and memorable experience by offering a string quartet as the soundtrack to the best day of their life. Now that sounds great. Now remember when we went back and you were like, what do you do? Oh, I'm a live musician. Doesn't this I help statement sound so much better? So instead of me saying I'm a wedding business coach, I say I empower wedding pros to find confidence in their business through proven strategies and powerful connections. Now that's going to spark a conversation, right? So this is your I help statement. And also I want to give you a hint here. The first thing you should see on your website is your mission statement. Because otherwise they might not know what you do. Even if it says Jane Smith Photography, you know, you're a photographer, but it should state what your specialty is. Who specifically are you helping through your photography business? Are you a nature photographer? Are you a wedding photographer? Are you a photographer for food companies? I don't know. There's a lot of photography. A family photographer? Do you only photograph dogs at weddings? I don't know. That could be a thing. So anyways, this is why it's so important to have that I help statement, because it takes any guesswork out. This is exactly who you serve. Sorry, I got on a tangent there. Okay, so next I want you to embrace your alter ego. And the reason why is because I feel like it's so important to separate your business from your real life. Now, does that line get blurred? Is there harmony rather than balance, where sometimes you're working more in your business than in your life and vice versa? Yes, 100%, absolutely. There is a blurred line. There will be some overlapping, and that's okay. But your business is not you. And if you create your brand around everything that you are, you will burn out because you will get lost in your business. So what I encourage you to do is to create an alter ego. And this actually, for me, happened naturally, and I'll show you how. So when I originally created Celebration Pros, the colors were strictly champagne, black, white, and that was it. I wanted it to be very timeless, very classic. I wanted it to be able to speak to luxury, and I wanted it to be able to speak to startup companies. I wanted it to also be a part of what I wore every day, because as you can see in this photo here, that on the left, that I'm wearing black, white, and beige, right, with a jean jacket. But over time, all of a sudden, things started filtering in, and the main thing was like glitter and hot pink and gold, right? And this became my alter ego on the right. And so I realized that I can't show up as the same person in my company as I show up for my husband and my little one. I can't just be coaching them all day and educating them on their lives. They would want to kill me if that was their life, if that was just me all the time. So what I've done is created this alter ego, right? It's still Karen Hunt. It's still me, but this is the CEO of Celebration Pros. And this is a wife, mama, and your friend. And then in the middle is just really fun. I did AI. And when this picture came up as an inspiration photo from, as an inspiration from one of my own photos, I was like, ooh, she's everything I'm looking to become as the CEO of Celebration Pros. So I kept this one here so you can have some fun with AI art. Now, on this slide, what I've done over time is decided the style for my brand. So these are two very different styles, right? And so we're going to go through a little activity here. So go ahead, take your paper out, and I'm going to go through a this or that list. And you're going to go ahead and you're just going to write down what speaks more to you when it comes to your brand. Now, remember, we're separating you from your brand. There can be some overlaps. That's okay. Is your brand more masculine or feminine? Is it simple or elaborate? Is it grayscale or colorful? Conservative or extreme? Friendly or authoritative? Is it a necessity or is it a luxury? And if you feel like it's both for any of these, you write down both. Is it fun or serious? Professional or casual? Modern or traditional? sporty or elegant, bold or safe. And so that should really help you to define the direction or even the type of client that you're looking to attract, right? Because what happens is, like, say you're looking into a mirror, right? If you're looking into a mirror as your brand, right? As this alter ego, if you're looking into the mirror, your client's looking right back at you, right? Typically. So for example, my friend Kaylee, I'm going to show you her branding kit that we just did together. She's opening up a wellness practice where she's going to be offering yoga and massage therapy and facials and educational programs around health and wellness and things like that. And she really focuses on women. So her brand is more feminine, simple, colorful, conservative, friendly. It's a necessity, but could also be viewed as a luxury because it is wellness. But a lot of times we feel like, oh, we're going to book some me time at the spa today. And that's more of a luxury. Fun, casual, modern, sporty, and elegant, and safe. So you see how you can kind of mix it up. So I just wanted to give you that example. And it really helped her to feel into what who her alter ego was. All right, so now we're going to go into the logo suite. So think about your current logo if you have one. And we're going to go, this is just a little thought process here. So think about, what are your colors? Maybe write them down. What are your colors? Do you have defined fonts? Do you know what those are? And do you have logo graphics, plural? Not just one logo, multiple logos. There's so many different places you can put your logo. It's impossible to just have one. You have to have multiple logos so that they can fit all different shapes and sizes and things. Okay, and then once you kind of think about that and you're like, okay, yes, I know my logo suite. Why did you choose these? Why did you choose these specific colors and fonts and graphics? Were you winging it? Were you just throwing it together at the beginning of your business so that you could start, so you could put a logo on something? So you could say, I'm here? Or was there more of a meaning behind it for you? And do you know what the meaning and the perception of others to those colors and fonts and graphics might be? Because when we're in business, we have to think of our own perspective, and we have to flip it around and say, is this how I want to be seen by my ideal client? And then once we take all these elements, all of the images, the colors, the logos, the verbiage, all that copy, those words that I was talking about, we're building more content for you to put out there. And we're starting to build that language, the language of your company, right? So that when you're talking about your company, when you're going to networking events, or you're showing up online, or you're showing up on your website, that everything you're putting out there is consistent with each other. So that if I go to your website and I go to your Instagram, I have no doubt that I'm at the right place. And that if I go to a networking event and I see a sparkly coat across the room, I'm going to say, that must be Karen with Celebration Pros. I know somebody who is asking for some help. And I'm going to go over there and see if she's available to speak with them, right? That's when you start getting that brand awareness out there, right? Because you're consistent and it's cohesive. All right, so this is my friend Kaylee I mentioned. This is her brand kit. It's not really a brand kit. I take it back. I meant to fix this before this recording. This is a brand board. A brand kit I see more in large companies. And when I say large companies, like we had one when in corporate where it's like pages and pages. So maybe down the line in your business, but for now, I think a brand board is probably plenty to start running with. So for Kaylee, these are her I don't know if you guys can actually see my cursor, but on the left, these are her 5 words that she pulled. So happy, excited, confident, energetic, and whole. And she actually, not meaning to, totally coincidentally, had asked her clients how they hoped to feel after working with her. And they gave her these words back. They said happy, hopeful, confident, energetic, and complete. And this is where you can kind of interchange words that mean the same thing. It's really fun. If you go to wordhippo.com and you type in a word hippo, like hippopotamus, wordhippo.com, and they have all kinds of synonyms and stuff. So I use that often. It also helps you to improve your vocabulary, which is great. But anyway, so we did everything, all of this that you see on the rest of the page based off of these words. So I knew that she had these words. I knew that she was going with the company Balanced Wellness, and that she was going to be offering a few different services. And so because of that, we decided that the rocks would be signaling all the different services that she offered, the different pillars of her business. And then from there, we created these sub icons. So if you can imagine, like maybe this is the sign on her wellness center. And then this is a label for a soy candle. And then this is the favicon for her website. And then this is for her social media. Like she has all of these to play with in any way that she wants to. And so that gives you so much more flexibility in the way that you're able to use and share your brand images so that they become more and more recognizable. And then you can also, like, she's using the background photo here where it's just kind of a translucent as a watermark for any of her documents. So what we did when we were doing this is we thought about her business. We thought about how we incorporate the mission of her business and the product suite in her business, which we're going to get to in just a minute. And then we talked about how we can pull the colors in so that we're telling a story with the logo. And then, so when we're looking at the colors, Kelsey Curtis, she's a branding photographer. She's phenomenal. She's the one who took this photo here and that whole, I mean, you see those photos everywhere. They're like my favorite branding photos I've had done. She's super fun. But she actually has a book where it explains in the very, very back of the book, she has all these branding colors. You can actually go to her Instagram and she has a highlight reel of branding colors, but she's the one who taught me this. So green is nature, harmony, health, and healing. So we brought that green in. Mint, refreshing, inviting, tranquil here. Coral, warmth and acceptance. Kaylee loves pink. This is her here. And so we wanted to bring in a version of pink because it's something that she loved. But again, this is alter ego. And we want to be able to speak to her audience, but still embody a bit of who she is. Then we have gray, grounded and foundational. So we have our grays here. Now, when we're looking at all of these, notice how a lot of these words overlap with how her clients were hoping to feel. So I hope that really brings it all together for you. And then when we look at fonts, we really think we go back to, she wanted to be fun and inviting. So that's why we chose this golden font. She also wanted that confidence. So we chose a more bold, but still fun header font. And then just a very readable, simple kind of calm type of body font here. So everything, it's not just a logo, right? Okay. So now we're going to go into the product suite. So I believe this might be our final step. So as we're going into the product suite, what I want you to do is keeping those 5 words. Hopefully you wrote them on a piece of paper. Here's another hint. I printed mine and they are in a frame above my desk. So I see them every day. I know them by heart. I use them in everything I do and everything I do in my business specifically. So that includes your product suite. So I want you to write a list of the products that you offer. Now, if you're in like if you have a rental company and you have like a forks and knives and like just put tableware or, basic rentals. And you can do like basic rentals, tents, specialty furniture. If you're a photographer, maybe it's like, I offer these 3 packages and these add-ons. If you're a DJ, I offer these packages and these add-ons and a photo booth. If you're a wedding planner, these are the services that we provide. And then here's the add-ons. So all the products that you offer. And then look at each one and feel free to write these down as like note to self. Decide what the benefit of that product is to your client. So what is the problem that you're solving with that product? What is the problem that your client has, and how does that product solve their problem? And if you're going through these and you're like, gosh, I'm not really sure what problem this solves. One, go to the Celebration Pro community or drop it in the comment here. You're in the community. What am I saying? But go to the post, go ahead and post and say, hey, I have this product. I really love it. And I can't quite put my finger on how I'm solving a problem. What do you think? And then get the feedback from the group. And I'll jump into the conversation as well. But if you had to go to your website or you had to pull up on your phone your product suite, that is a sign that you need to start getting really clear on the service that you offer. And this workshop should really help you with that. And then as you're looking at these and you're deciding all this, try and pull in your value words. So say you have, okay, I'm going to give you an example of mine because I know my 5 words. So here, this workshop, deciding to do this workshop, will it build my confidence as well as my viewers? I sure hope so. Will it empower my community to move forward in their business and connect? There's another one of my words. Yeah. Will this help illuminate the industry by sharing information like this? I sure hope so. I hope you can share this with a friend. I hope this shows you what the possibilities are. I hope this has inspired you. And am I able to celebrate this? Absolutely. Absolutely, I can celebrate this, right? So I've taken my 5 value words and I've decided, yes, this is a product, an opportunity that I would like to move forward with for my clients because it hits all of my values. So we're bringing it all the way around and we're coming back to step 1 again. Hopefully you have found clarity and confidence, at least a bit more, in these questions. So let's ask them again. What percentage of your events in the last year felt on brand? And if it stings or it feels sensitive, that's okay. That means that there's improvement that can be made. Are you clear on your brand mission, that I help statement? Do you understand who it is you serve, what it is that they're looking for, and how you're solving it? And then why does your brand matter? Why is it that your brand matters? And this is where those value words come in. All right. I'm so excited for you guys to have hopefully some breakthroughs here. So before we get into when our hot seat coaching is going to be, I wanted to give you the opportunity to take this a bit further. So I'm now offering branding mini split hands-on sessions. And through these sessions, I bring my Champagne Logic approach where we pop the bottle to meet you where you're at. And I'm going to plug in my computer just 1 second so I don't lose you. Just put on some a Jeopardy music in your head. All right, so my terrible voice today. Okay, apologies. Again, technical difficulties are my specialty. We're not putting that in my I help statement though. Okay, so branding mini split hands-on session, Champagne Logic approach. We are popping the bottle on your branding. So whether you're starting from scratch or maybe you're trying to reinvent your brand, or maybe you've just always felt lost and all you have is a logo and you're starting from scraps, that's totally cool. I'm going to meet you where you're at. And we're going to go through not only what we've done today, but I have a much more deep dive strategy around how we can really define what your brand identity is. Who is that alter ego? Then we're going to get into the fizz of it, and we're going to define your vision and mission. So we're going to get very clear and confident in the what is the word that I'm looking for? Can't think of it, but in the expression basically of your I help statement. We're going to decide what all those brand elements are. And we're actually going to create not the brand kit. We're going to create the brand board, and I'm going to have separate PNG files. So it's going to look like this. And then you're going to have a ton of separate files that you can use in your business. Then here we go. All right. And then we are going to Clink, and this is going to be curating a plan to introduce your brand online and offline in a way that is magnetic to the people who are looking for you, the people who are meant to work with you, so that they don't miss that opportunity. Okay. And then, so this is the special offer that I have. I have decided to go even less than 50%. I think it's probably like 48% off or 52% off on this mini split session. So instead of the $597 that mini splits typically are, I'm going with $227, and you will have your entire branding done for you. I do it with you, right? So we do it together. I do it side by side with you. I create it with you. And the reason why I do with you instead of for you is because of that's how I felt wedding planning should be. A lot of people would come and say, I just want to show up and not have to do anything. I don't want to plan anything. And they weren't my client because honestly, I really wanted to make sure that their day was about them and that their day was a reflection of them and the person that they're marrying and this family that they're bringing together and have all the things that they hoped for. Because Lord knows if I create it, it's going to be all about what I want or what I think or only from my perspective. So we want to make sure that we are incorporating you and your values and your alter ego into your brand. So we do it together. So again, $297. If you're watching this, go ahead in the comments, please send me, or just write mini split, and I will send you more information on how we can work together to form a strong and magnetic brand. Okay, next is hot seat coaching. So the plan was to have 15 to 20 minutes of hot seat coaching at the end of this, but my technical difficulties, I don't know if it's just Facebook. I don't know what happened, if they changed things, but I couldn't actually bring people on into my video. So we are going to do a Zoom hot seat session. So keep an eye out in the group for that link. And that will be at 1:00 on April 12th. So 4/12 at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And I will put that Zoom link. It'll be in the comments here. And I will also, I'll send it out, you know me, I send it out everywhere so you don't miss it. I cannot wait to see where everybody goes with their branding. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Drop them in the comments here. Or if you want to get full support from the whole group, post it and say, hey, I'm working on these colors. I'm curious about the meaning behind them. And this is my ideal client, right? And then I can go in and post and say, hey, this is actually the meaning behind those colors. If this is your ideal client, you may want to consider ABC, right? And so to have that, you're not being in business alone, to have that friend, that wedding bestie, biz bestie, that's me. I'm here for you. And I'm celebrating your business. I'm celebrating you. And I am wishing you a win. Cheers.